Welcome to the Gleaner Premium Back to School Pass or Fail webinar. I'm your moderator for today, Talisa Taylor, and a special welcome to the chairman of the Jamaica Diaspora Task Force Action Network, Leah Gilling, and the director of family health at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Melody Ennis. We also want to welcome all our other specially invited guests, our teachers, the students, administrative staff, the principals, and of course to you, the Gleaner Premium members. There are some persons that will join as we go along. Now, in the late 2020, a study was done by UNICEF Jamaica in collaboration with the Caribbean Policy Research Institute, which gave insight into the impact of COVID-19 on households across the island. They assessed the detrimental effects of COVID-19 on health, education, and protection of children. Now, here are some findings in education that I found very interesting. The levels of engagement in distant learning during school closure or remote teaching varied by age group, with children in the pre or basic school age group having the lowest engagement at 75%, followed by high school age students at 83% and primary and preparatory school students at 90%. The study also shows that the main reason for children at the pre or basic school or primary and preparatory school level not engaging in distant learning was because they lacked the facilities. At high school age, the reason was not having a suitable device and lack of access to the internet. We have also found that in general, over half of the adults who responded on behalf of the household were satisfied with the available distant learning options, with the highest satisfaction at primary and prep level at 70%, followed by the pre and basic level at 60%, and the lowest at high school at 56%. 1 out of 10 respondents said that they were not willing to send their child back to school by September, and 3 out of 10 said that they were not sure or they were undecided. Now, through these findings, it is evident that the pandemic has had the most damaging and long-lasting effects on children. Today, we welcome our speakers and guests to discuss the first few days of the back-to-school efforts, ways for all stakeholders to adjust to these changes, the importance of student vaccinations, as well as we will open the floor for all of your questions. Now, let us begin with our first speaker, Mr. Leo Gillings. Mr. Gillings.
Thank you so much. I hope you can hear me quite clearly. Thank you for this opportunity. It's a great one. It's one that close to my heart. I am Leo Gilling, and I'm the chairman of the Jamaica Diaspora. It's Jamaica Diaspora Task Force Action Network. I'm accustomed to saying Jamaica Diaspora Education. That's where it all started. And the task force, we call it JD10. It has 15 sectors we work with, 12 task forces, and I can name some of them: education, agriculture, health, behavioral health, community development, technology and entrepreneurship, learning and development, worldwide organizations, and other. We have membership in this network of more than 1,500 Jamaicans across 38 countries across the world. And we operate on 4 major planks. I'll tell you what they are. The first one, partnership and collaboration. That's a very important thing for us. We partner with, over the past 8 years, we partner with over 105 organizations, companies, nonprofits, and so forth. Leadership development. We pride ourselves in making sure that those 1,500 members, whomever wants to float to the top, that they get the best training, the best set of workshop, the best set of guidance to help to lead the JD10 and also to lead interventions to Jamaica. Number 3, We pride ourselves in not just coming to Jamaica and doing things, but we rather do assessments and make sure that all our interventions are prescribed approach to national development. We pride ourselves in making sure that we're not taking anything for granted, that we know that when we apply whatever resources that we have, it is applicable to the needs that are in Jamaica. Fourth, we pride ourselves in building network. The network of more than 1,500, we started with 80 2 years ago, and we are now at 1,500 plus. Mm-hmm. In 2013, the Jamaica Diaspora Education Task Force was born with 6 persons, and four of those persons are still among us, inside the JD10. And we've developed relationships with the JTA, Ministry of Education, and all the education stakeholders over the past 8 years. We have developed relationships. Since in 2013, in 2015, other task forces were born as a result of the success of the Education Task Force. Agriculture, technology, and immigration, they were born. And back in 2019, I decided, why not bring it all together so that we can have a fruitful, more robust operation in giving back to our country of the place that we love. And so over the years, we've developed a platform. It's called a Gleaner platform in the past 2 years. But let me get back further. Over the since 2015, we've had relationships with Loma Linda University. Before there was pandemic, we were bringing teachers to California to teach them how to use devices to teach in their classrooms. And we graduated over 350 teachers before pandemic struck. And those teachers were teaching other teachers how to use iPads in the classroom. In 2015, we got we landed a grant from the USAID, $250,000 to run a 5-week workshop. We did that very successfully, moving students from who were at grade 3 and 4, and they were reading at the grade 1 level, moving them up to grade 2 and grade 3 level by the time they got back to school. It was a summer program. And that was prior to pandemic. Also prior to pandemic, we had teachers, 200, 150 teachers coming to Florida for tours, for workshop, for seminars, and for training, an entire week. And those teachers would get to understand a little bit more, a little bit different of the teaching learning experience in Florida. And they went back with great enthusiasm. We're still in touch with those teachers. Next year, we'll have another one. Hopefully, we won't have another wave of COVID, and it will be in New York. Since pandemic, our platform has expanded. When we were doing 50 or 100 teachers in workshops in like anger management and trauma care, it has expanded. Any one of our Jaminars could be up to 5,000, 15,000 teachers at one time. Last May, we collaborated with the Early Childhood Commission. We had a registration of 18,000 teachers, practitioners, with a total view of 250,000 views. We collaborated with the Catholic College of Mandeville, MICO, just recently with this Council of the CCCJ, that's the Council of Community Colleges of Jamaica. And when we put on our Jaminars, it's really well supported. We teach teachers as little as Google etiquette, 101 on Google, 101 on Zoom. We teach them, we did a survey. They sent back over 100 different types of workshops that they would like to see. We went through that workshop and more. They all sitting right now on the JD10 platform. Persons can go there and do the 1 hour workshops and get their certificates at the end of the class. We did in 2020, we did over 200 workshops for teachers. This year, we had gone about 150 so far, and they're all sitting on the platform. Persons can go and review them. We've had a lot of success speaking to teachers, understanding their challenges, understanding all of their day-to-day, understanding the pandemic and the effects of the pandemic on them. And we're here to provide the type of service, the type of interventions that are available from the diaspora to Jamaica. That's it for me. I'll take any questions when it comes around.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leo Gillings. I have noted here where you have done so much even before the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Just being able to have these training seminars and tours for teachers to be able to give them the opportunity to learn a lot more about technology. And I know we're going into the next speaker, but I must ask you, do you often find that a lot of teachers are a little bit concerned about the fact that they have to lean more to technology now?
Yes, what we have found is that on the last year, August, we had many teachers who flocked the training because they had no prior training. And the small amount of teachers who had expertise they weren't enough to be able to train other teachers. They've come a long way right now, because most of them are able to come onto Zoom. Most of them are able to go onto Google, but we've had so many challenges when they're supposed to bring down to download their certificates. For example, in June, we had 8,000 teachers at the early childhood level who got training for 5 days. And then when they're supposed to download their certificate, only 2,000 of them were able to, because they don't know how to do that. And so what we had to do, we had to come back again and go back with training on how to sign on to the computer, how to go onto a website and understand the various links, how to sign up and create a login, create a profile, and get a password. They didn't understand all of that. And so there's still a lot of challenges with a lot of teachers based on my knowledge. They've come a long way in a year, and it's going to take a lot more time to get to exactly where we want to go.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gillings. We appreciate that. We do have some questions for you that were submitted from the Gleaner Premium members. And we know we have a few teachers here that will probably have a few questions for you as well. We are going to our second speaker, Dr. Melody Ennis.
I am here. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so very much for the invitation. And really just listening to the partnerships that have been created, it is indeed wonderful when we come together. There is so much to be achieved, and it seems so seamless. And with that said, I really am going to segue a bit into, the meat of my matter, which is really vaccines, and that at this particular time in health, it's not a health matter. It's not a health initiative only. It requires the all hands on deck approach. It requires not only Jamaicans here in country, it requires the support of the diaspora.
To watch the full video of this episode, subscribe to Gleaner Premium via jamaica-gleaner.com/premium and look out for the members only link inside your inbox.